Yo guys, what's going on? It's Duel Links here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the best going second cards for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. To start it off with, we're going to start off with the Gizmic. So the Gizmic allows you to special summon it to the field if there is a monster in the extra monster zone, if you control it, or if your opponent controls it. But more importantly, if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card and then take it, their monster, and equip it to the Gizmic. So it's a free summon, or free take. And if we take a look at the decks that it's being used in, it looks like it's being used in a lot of live twin decks. And of course, salads as well, so... It's a pretty good card. If you want to know how to get this card, it's in the Selection Box Volume 6, as well as Wild Spirit, which is the pickup box. The next one we're going to take a look at is going to be... Alpha. So Alpha cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summon for your hand. While the attack of all monsters your opponent controls is more than that of the monsters you control. So if they have a monster and you don't have a monster, you can special summon it. So that's like you can start this off. Then you can target any number of beast, warrior, winged beast monsters you control, including itself. Return them to the hand, then return face-up monsters your opponent controls to the hand equal to the number of cards you return. So you'll target this, and then it's non-target return your opponent's monster. So if they don't negate it, they can't respond. So yeah, I mean, hey, non-target, I guess it's the way to deal with, like, things that can't be targeted, so it's pretty good. Free special summon, you can keep special summoning this more than once per turn, by the way. And the only downside is that when you activate its effect, it can't attack directly, but it can attack other monsters. You can see it's being used in a lot of different decks. Live Twins, of course, got a few top 100 globals in there. And also be used in Trickstar, surprisingly. I've got a King of Games there, and Gand Orcus. That's an interesting one here. But yeah, it's a pretty good card for going second. The next one's more like, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's the Tenyis, Vashuda and Monk together. It's basically just only going to be using Tenyis. But Tenyis are like one of the best going second deck. Like, Tenyis can play through a lot of disruption, so it's really good going second. So... hey, if you want to go second deck, you know, go ahead and play it. Now we're going to take a look at Kaijus. So, the best Kaiju, of course, is going to be the 2800 one, which is in the Deep Emotion box. And it looks like it's most commonly used in, of course, Crusadia, Tenyi, and Live Twins. But there is a free-to-play Kaiju if you don't have Raiden. So I would get the free-to-play Kaiju if you can. You can get it with tickets. The Thunder King... this one's actually better in Crusadia, but Raiden's better in, like, general. So yeah, if you don't know what Kaijus do, you just tribute your opponent's monster, or whatever monster they have, you give them this, and tribute over their monster with one tribute. Your opponent can only control one Kaiju, you can only control one Kaiju. If you have two Kaijus, you can special summon one to your opponent's side of the field, and you can special summon the one that you have to the field as well. So having two Kaijus isn't the worst thing ever, either. Now we're going to go and take a look at a card called, another Selection Box card from the new Selection Box. It's pretty good for going second. Forbidden Droplet. This, of course, is going to be in the newest Selection Box, but you send any number of cards from your hand or field to the grave, choose that many effect monsters your opponent controls, and until the end of the turn the attack is halved, and their effects are negated. So, you can see this is used in all sorts of different decks. Live Twins, of course, are going to be using it. D-Hero, Shira, Constellar, and Zombies. Hunter's using it in his zombie deck. Yay, shout out Hunter. And then, of course, one of the most toxic cards, in my opinion, I hate this card, because it's so good going second, is Mind Control. So, if you take a look here, Tachyon were abusing this card, because they could use this card, and then they can mind control your monster, and then they can send the monster back to your hand, and you just can't do anything about it. But yeah, mind control, what you can do with it is you can you target one monster your opponent controls until the end phase, take control of the target, but it cannot declare attack or be tributed, so you can either use it for your skill. I think Stardust could use it for returning or whatever. Tachyon could use it for returning. This what's combined with skill is crazy. This is also used in Shiranui, of course, but it is probably gonna get down. But Book and Mind Control is like the most insane combo, because we have like a Lance, or like the counter trap. It goes crazy. But yeah, so that's Mind Control. I hate this card, to be honest with you, but it is really good for going second. Also, you can use the monster your opponent has to link off into a link. If you're playing a link deck, of course. It is 43rd overall popularity and 16th among spells, so it is pretty popular. Now, the next card, probably the best, one of the best cards for going second, but it can only be used in, like, I guess you can use this in Shaddolls. You can use this in, of course, Eternal Bond, the skills. Let's take a look at a Shaddol list here. But yeah, you can use it with Shaddolls. Your opponent's playing lights, or darks. You can go into this with the window they give you, or fires, light, dark. You know, Super Poly is pretty crazy for going second. Eternal Bond, of course, has a way to search it. So, like, you know, it's of course going to be crazy. And then another, of course, like the classics for going second, you always want to open these cards when you're on your opponent. Book of Moon flips the monster to defense position, quick play, or Chalice. So, Forbidden Chalice. So right now, I would say Book of Moon is better versus like Tachyon going second, or like versus other decks. But of course, Chalice is going to be better versus like Link decks, like Live Twins, or or like Shiranui. Even though Shiranui is not like a Link deck, but it can stop the Shiranui Link, which is really good. Of course, some other cards that are going to be pretty crazy going second. You always want to have open up like these cards going second if you're playing them. Not bad. All these cards can be good going first too, but like MST, Cosmic Cyclone, MST pops a card. Your opponent pops the opponent's Speller Trap, and Cosmic removes it for 1,000 life points. And then the final card we're going to take a look at here is going to be Dark Hole. Dark Hole, of course, is the Ultra Sack. Kaiju, Dark Hole, it would go crazy, but yeah, right now, versus Sheer and Tachyon, probably not the best, but this card was crazy for sure. It can, and Maya Kashi is not even the best versus Maya, but it's probably not the best in the meta, but like when it goes off and your opponent doesn't have any way to stop it, of course, like, you know, Trickstars love this card, Cosmos love this card, you sack your opponent, Cheers are even playing the card, oh my goodness. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the going second cards. Let me know what you guys think. If there's any other cards I missed, let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.